The Special Investigating Unit has frozen bank accounts of 3 companies at the center of the personal protection equipment scandal that has rocked the health department. SIU spokesperson Kaiser Khanyago joins us now. A very good afternoon to you. Let's have a bit of an update as to what exactly is going on as far as the SIU investigations and the fact that you yourselves now as the SIU have irregular allegations against you as a unit.
Yes, we are really progressing very well, Tani, about the issues that we are dealing with in relation to the PPEs in all the areas. As far as the allegations that are said to be coming our way, yes, we've got those allegations that were put through into the papers, and I think it was also written to the minister. We treat them as allegations as they are. We have checked whatever we needed to check in relation to the procurement of the masks. So far, we are comfortable with the process that was followed, but I think the Advocate Mutivi also felt that we need to then refer it to another agency, in this case that will be the Auditor General, to look at it, because we don't want things like that to be trying to deflect us from what we are trying to do. These allegations are really trying to divert us, and we are of the view that we cannot accept such, especially when the person who's making the allegation himself is under investigation.
Now, Mr. Andy Mutobi this is not the first time that this has obviously come to your attention. When Nguli made the allegations, they were asked to put a formal request in. Was this formal complaint actually filed within the SIU as previously requested, that is before even going to the Ministry of Justice?
No, it was not done. When the response was done to him, because the allegations were in a memo and they were termed to be consent, then the Advocate Mutibi then called the ex-committee for us to be able to ventilate on these issues, and Mr. Nguli himself said that we are not, as the ESCO, because Advocate Mutibi recused himself and he did not allow a situation where we are going to discuss these things. He refused that ESCO must discuss them. But we still said to him, put a formal grievance as per the processes that we have. And so far, I'm not aware that he has done so.
The individual at the center of this is the CFO, Andre Gernand. Has he commented on this at all?
Definitely. He has given us documentation to show how this process has happened. And in the documents, you could clearly see that this RFQ went to 11 service providers and 4 responded. And of the 4, the one with the lowest amount was the one that was appointed as a doctor's app. And the difference between that and the one that was number 2, I think SA Doctors app was at 58,500. And the company that got number 2 was 80,340. Therefore, he showed us all of those things, and he promised us that there's nothing that went wrong in this bid. That is why we are even saying let's take it outside to the Auditor General for them to, as they always do, check these processes to make sure that we continue to have a clean audit like we always had in the past years.
Has this caused a dent on the credibility of the SIU, granted the mammoth task ahead of you and the level of responsibility that is on your lap must be seen as being impeccable and without blemish?
I think that is what it is trying to do, but we are not going to allow it to reach that stage where we really are going to be sidetracked by something that like this, when we could be focusing on dealing with the mammoth task that is before us. That is why it is important for us to prove out there that we have done whatever we needed to do. And we must hastily say that we will investigate whatever irregularities that happen, whether they happen within the SIU or outside of the SIU, with the integrity that we always preach. Because for us, it is important that we do the task that the President has given to us without being sidetracked, and we are not going to allow this one to sidetrack us.
Well, let's go back, I guess, to the update on the investigations that you're currently looking into now. Which are the areas that you feel that you've made the most progress in?
We are making progress in almost all the provinces because now these allegations are all over in all the provinces. We are really making progress. We hope that in the next 2.5 weeks, when we present to the president, we'll be giving him a lot of work. Obviously, the one that is in the people's eyes and minds is the one in Gauteng. We are making serious progress there. We have already referred things like people know by now. We've referred that people be disciplined. We've opened cases against people, companies. So therefore, it is important that we do that while we move forward. We have also freezed companies of accounts. When we saw the money that was circulating, we are following the money, and we'll make sure that we get to the bottom of this as speedily as possible.
Are you having a lot of whistleblowers coming to the fore?
Definitely. We're getting a lot of people coming and giving us documentation because I think now the public of South Africa are now fed up with this kind of irregularities that are all over, and people are coming forward in big numbers to make sure that we get the information that we need, and then we go into the organizations and gather the information so that we evaluate it and see who has done what. And we are saying to those people that are trying to hide information or are trying to block us from getting information, we will make sure we will use our powers to come and get that information.
There has been concerns in certain parts with South Africans feeling that those who are extremely politically connected and who wield immense power will somehow be exonerated from this process. From the investigations and what you found, are there any top names that have come up?
And unfortunately, we don't like investigating on the basis of saying somebody's top or not top, because it doesn't help us. We follow the processes. We look at the irregularities. Whoever it finds, regardless of the position that they hold, we will come after them. You should have seen, for example, when we did that court case against Eskom. For the first time, we are claiming monies up until members of the board, because we feel that in most cases they were led to just resign and go after they've made decisions. Therefore, we can assure the public that we are not going after anybody, but we are going after those that have done wrong that we find when we do our investigation, regardless of where they are, whether they are called senior or top people or lower people, we will do the same.